you're looking to make your
on how to actually do damage to their country of origin. To my mind, they're not just an ordinary situation. You must understand that in the old days, immigration meant people went to another country and assimilated there, got involved in that country's politics. We are now seeing a new phenomenon where immigrants to Canada have become Canadian citizens, but are not doing anything in Canadian politics. They're focusing on how to actually do damage to their country of origin. To my mind, that is a very dangerous development. And Canada really has to examine its own approach to these people. It's all very well to claim outrage that a citizen has been killed in Canada. In any case, there is, as far as I'm aware, no evidence that any Indian government body had anything to do with it, because we know that, unfortunately, this fringe terrorist group has a number of factions, and there have been gangland-style killings of various members of these various groups, including one today. So my own view is that there could have been any other explanation for what happened. In any case, whatever's happening, why their own citizens are allowed with impunity to behave in this manner, threatening the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and good interests of a friendly country is something only the Canadians can answer. Well, I think it's certainly an unwelcome step, simply because in all these matters, people-to-people relations are important. Many of the Canadians who come here as visitors are actually people of Indian origin visiting their families. Don't forget that 99% of the Indians in Canada and the Sikhs in Canada are completely normal, innocent people with no interest in this kind of violence or fomenting of violence. So they will also be hurt by this, as well as regular Canadian tourists who would be a valuable source of revenue for our hotels and so on. So I think it's unfortunate that it's come to this matter, but I can understand the concern that the Indian government feels that if in the process of processing visas, you're vulnerable to attack by these irresponsible elements whom Canada is not able to protect you against, then it becomes a problem. I think if Canada had taken a robust approach, saying that they will look after the security of diplomats stationed in their country, it would have been a different story. But unfortunately, we are seeing openly posters talking about kill Indians, kill Hindus, drive Hindus out of Canada, go ahead and attack the diplomats. Photos and names of prominent Indian diplomats have been shown at rallies. There was a rally in which the assassination of Indira Gandhi was depicted in gory detail as if it's something to be celebrated. And all of this has been functioning in Canada in the name of free speech. I find that very strange and very difficult to understand. Certainly, I can assure you that in our country, no foreign elements would be allowed to threaten diplomats of another country or another country's territorial integrity without very severe action being taken by the government of India. And therefore, we are reasonably within our rights to expect the same thing from the Canadians. I don't want to now start giving commentary on the words of an Indian state spokesman. I'm sure that the government would have thought about the implications of such a statement before making it. It does seem, to be very honest, to be a sort of slap in the face for a country that till very recently anyway we had good relations with. I hope that we can arrest this deterioration. I hope we can rebuild the relationship again. Certainly getting this particular present-day problem off the table as quickly as possible is indispensable, but on that the ball is very much in the Canadians' court. They have to share with the Indians what is the basis for their suspicion. And then India should decide what action we take. And what is so ironic about all this is we've been two friendly countries. Let us argue, for argument's sake. I mean, I think this could have been a gangland killing between different Khalistani factions. But if, for argument's sake, somebody associated with the Indian government had actually done this, what is the right thing to do? The right thing to do would be for the Canadians to meet with the Indians behind closed doors, say this is the evidence we've got, one of your chaps or an agent or whatever it is that was involved, and it's a terrible thing you've done because you've really infringed on our sovereignty. This is not acceptable to us in future. But, whatever action is to be taken, quietly withdraw the people who gave these orders from our country, and we will forget about it, but we will not let you understand. We want you to understand that we don't appreciate that kind of language. I mean, frankly, these things happen between countries, I'm sure. And from my experience, you can deliver tough messages in private, but the moment you go public, you create a situation that inevitably will provoke a backlash. And I'm really surprised that a government would do a thing like this. A prime minister, no less, would do a thing like this. And it does seem to me very much like a case of extreme political pandering to certain interests in Canada associated with his party. And I think that's not the way you treat a friendly government without being paying any heed to the diplomatic consequences thereof. Look, we have been advocating the Women's Reservation Bill. We passed one, as you know, in 2010 in the Rajya Sabha. It would have been the easiest thing in the world for the government to just retrieve that text and pass it again. But what they've chosen to do is to amend the text in such a way as to introduce two new conditions. One is a census, and as you know, the 2021 census didn't take place, and they've still not announced a new date for the census. Then secondly, a delimitation, which will only follow from a census. Now, with two major sort of milestones that have to be crossed before the bill is implemented, and neither milestone has a date attached, it looks to me very much like another one of these celebrated BJP jumlas, where you promise something you have no intention of delivering. And that seems to me what has happened in this bill. So it was striking that even parties that had objected in the past to this bill voted along with it now, and with the sole exception of one party of two MPs. We have had an enormous unanimity amongst the Lok Sabha members yesterday, and I'm sure we'll see something similar in the Rajya Sabha today. But when will it actually come into effect? Only the BJP government can answer.
It's everything you wish for. Your site traffic is skyrocketing until this happens. Be careful what you wish for. Build your site on a platform that's engineered for success. So as traffic spikes, instead of overloading your servers, your site infrastructure scales to handle it. Backed up by tens of thousands of servers worldwide, maintaining 99.98% uptime. Wix.
It's been a very interesting week, especially for Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. It seems he's really dug in his heels when it comes to the charges he made against India for quote-unquote carrying out assassinations on Canadian soil. After first making those charges, he reiterated them on the sidelines of the UNGA, but with a caveat. They're all based on credible reasons, credible allegations, but no credible evidence. Maybe that's the reason why, so far, even allies of his country have been wary at best while responding to his claims. The farthest they have gone is to say that they are worried or concerned. So where does that leave Mr. Trudeau? Well, to put it crudely, pretty much in a hole and digging away quite furiously.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen.
There are credible reasons to believe that agents of the government of India were involved in the killing of a Canadian on Canadian soil.
Now, remember, all members of the Five Eyes Alliance, of which Canada is a part, have said that they are deeply concerned about the record.
We are in constant contact with our Canadian counterparts. We are consulting with them closely. We support the efforts that they are undertaking in this investigation, and we have also been in touch with the Indian government as well. India is not Russia, and China has its own set of challenges that we deal with in its own context. So, of course, there's going to be differences in how we deal with countries one by one.
The most interesting reactions, though, came from Justin Trudeau himself when he was asked specifically about why his allies choose to remain aloof. He also maintained a studied silence on the specific nature of information and evidence that he has. Yesterday, a journalist asked him a very specific question. What is the credibility? What is the source? What is the nature? And what is the strength of the evidence that you have against India? All of these questions were met with a standard answer. We're a country that believes in the rule of law. Our sovereignty must be respected, and Canada has robust judicial systems.
US, UK, Australia, or New Zealand have echoed the allegations about India.
We know you gave for any country to be involved in the killing of a citizen on their own home soil, and that's something we will continue to stand for.
Your statement in the House of Commons the other day, some of the reactions, some of the conversation's been about the quality of the evidence, how much Canada has. You said it was credible. Can I ask you to characterize it just a little bit further about how extensive it is, how solid it is, and whether you might ever share some of that with the public? So how extensive is this evidence?
I think it's extremely important that as a country with a strong and independent justice system, we allow those justice processes to unfold themselves with the utmost integrity. But I can assure you, the decision to share these allegations on the floor of the House of Commons Monday morning was not done lightly. It was done with, or Monday afternoon, was done with the utmost seriousness.
The simple questions are as follows. Has Justin Lubimov also...
I have actually been a customer of BetterHelp for a little over 2 years now, and I was able to get matched up with a therapist in like 24.
Just see it. This is very, very serious. You can't just toss allegations like that out there that's impacting millions of people now as we see visas canceled and all sorts of tension between India and Canada and not start to come forward with evidence. So it's starting to make people conclude he doesn't have the evidence. We understand there's security reasons to be discreet, but we've seen this with other countries when there have been, whether it was between Turkey and Saudi Arabia or whether it was the United Kingdom and Russia, when they've clearly found a case of foreign actions on their soil, they will call out the other nation, but they will have all of the evidence behind them before they do that. And Justin Trudeau is just making things worse by refusing to disclose what these credible reasons are, if indeed they're out there.
Chris Blackburn, there was a report on the CBC today which said that the Canadian government has amassed both human and signals intelligence in a months-long investigation of a Sikh activist death that has inflamed relations with India. And this includes, according to CBC, communications involving Indian officials themselves, including Indian diplomats present in Canada. Some of it has come from the Five Eyes Alliance. So another strain of thought could be that he has it, he will present it at the right time.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for having me. I think that the CBC report is probably quite a telling report because it does say that Canada has signals intelligence. CBC, as you know, is the state broadcaster in Canada. It has strong links to obviously the government, and it has strong links to the intelligence services of Canada. So I think you're right. If we're looking at possible Canadian sort of revelations, are we going to see these signal intelligence? Are we going to get snippets? How are they going to present it to the global community? Because we have seen over the last few days credible allegations, credible evidence, but we've seen nothing. Justin Trudeau has literally opened up a can of worms here, because we already know that Canada has a very difficult situation about the rule of law. We've seen allegations, we've seen training camps in Canada, we've seen violence from Khalistanis where the Canadians haven't took it seriously. So if they're a nation of the rule of law, why haven't the Canadians taken these threats, very grave threats, seriously in the past?
So let me just ask you directly, do you believe that these signal intelligence actually exists, or is this a strategically timed leak? Chris Blackburn.
Yeah, I think the signal intelligence, as we've seen, probably does exist, but they have to present it to the global community. They have to make the case now. They've risen the bar so high, and they've made the allegations. They've got to start showing the world what evidence they have.